Welcome to the official Football League video of Luton Town's season 1990-1991. Following the previous season's turmoil with 3 managers, 4 chairmen and a last gasp escape from relegation, this season had to be a little easier on the nerves. You'll see all the goals in all the games in the Hatters last season on the synthetic pitch. For manager Jim Ryan, the upcoming season had one priority: to avoid the now seemingly ritual struggle against relegation. The first team squad saw no new players brought in. Goalkeeper Alec Chamberlain had played every game the previous season. Similarly, Tim Breaker was an ever-present, and he was supported by the now fit again Dave Beaumont and John Dreyer. 2 midfield players had left: Danny Wilson to Sheffield Wednesday for £200,000 and Mick Kennedy to Stoke for £180,000. That left room for youngsters Kerry Hughes and Jason Rees. Up front it was again Elstrup, Dowie and last season's top scorer Kingsley Black who led the way. So to the first game of the new season, at home to Crystal Palace.
Palace let in 66 goals last season, but today their new signings combined well for an opening goal, a Hodges free kick, and Eric Young was on the end to flick the ball home. Then, just when the Londoners thought they might go into the break with an advantage, Luton hit back. Ian Dowie's near-post header equalising right on the stroke of half-time. That was the end of the scoring. Both teams face a difficult season, so a point each to start with was probably a satisfactory result. Before the match, Manchester
Ball in at the near post. Elstrup showing plenty of bravery, and Arsenal a goal down after just 12 minutes. But this mistake by left-back Julian James weakened Luton's position. David Rocastle making full use of the room, and Paul Merson pouncing on the cross. Arsenal level 8 minutes before half-time. Merson was also a scorer in their 3-0 victory at Wimbledon in their first match, and it was victory again here. The decisive goal came midway through the second half. Michael Thomas with a low shot which cut through the Luton resistance. Thomas missed out on England's World Cup squad as his form faltered last season. He's out to stake a claim again now.
The corresponding game between these two sides yielded 9 goals last season, so fans at the Dell were right to expect another thriller. But the Danish international Lars Elstrup obviously hadn't read the script. His shot passing underneath Tim Flower's body to give Luton the lead, despite a desperate effort to clear by Mick Adams. And 7 minutes later, Elstrup added another, his 3rd of the season, heading home unmarked as the Saints defenders seemed to have disappeared. 2-0 to Luton, and the home fans were beginning to wish they were somewhere else as well, until Matthew Le Tissier, an England prospect, produced another sublime moment of skill, providing Paul Rideout with a simple chance. Southampton were back in the game but couldn't add to that goal as Luton ran out worthy winners in another entertaining match.
United's first away win of the season when Mark Robbins, keeping out Irish international Mark Hughes, scored the winner. And then the bad news. United skipper Steve Bruce became the first to go under the new FIFA ruling that instructs referees to send off a player who brings down an opponent in a goal-scoring position, a so-called professional foul. So United down to 10 men for the last 20 minutes, but they held on to their lead. Left many of their players struggling for full fitness. They certainly seem to be suffering from something, giving Lars Elstrup a lot of room on the left and allowing Kingsley Black to sneak in with the winning header early in the game. Leeds piled on the pressure after that, but Luton held on for all 3 points.
Rangers had scored only 3 times all season, but their supposed shyness in front of goal evaporated and Luton were torn apart. Roy Wegerle, scorer of all the Rangers goals so far, opened their account with a piece of pure improvisation. Wegerle, who's a former Luton player and almost played for the United States in the World Cup, had a hand in number 2 as well. A nice touch-off to David Bardsley, and the fullback's raking cross buried by Andy Sinton. Now a real collector's item for you. A cross from Sinton, and there was the former England captain Ray Wilkins, who hardly ever scores, getting the faintest of touches off that receding hairline. Kerry Hughes' shot from just inside the box brought some respectability to proceedings, at least as far as Luton were concerned, but back came Rangers to apply the killer blows. Wegerle once more breezing past 3 defenders to blast home his 5th of the season. It brings him level with Jensen of Forest as the division's leading scorer. By now it was Roy of the Rangers stuff as Wegerle crossed, and Mark Falco, keen to get in on the act before a 3-match ban, volleyed home number 5. And the Rangers captain and England defender Paul Parker hammered in the final nail as the Londoners fulfilled Don Howe's match-day pledge that his team would give someone a real hiding one day soon.
Just 8,000 turned up at Kenilworth Road to see if Luton had recovered from that 6-1 pasting last week, and they saw an early goal. Kingsley Black and Ian Dowie's delicate deflection took it past Grizovic in the Coventry goal. 3 points and mid-table respectability for Luton, who usually struggle in the First Division basement.
So 7 games played and 8th in the table. That big defeat against Queen's Park Rangers flattering in the scoreline for the London side. In all, a solid start to the season.